I'm gonna go ahead and lock that. I'm off camera. Look at me. You know what I'm doing? I'm trying to look around my phone so I can see what I'm doing. Kind of thinking it might be a garter strap. Do you think it might be a garter strap? A garter belt, like not belt, but a garter strap? How fun would that be? With some tassels? Ooh, that's kind of like naughty. I'm going there with this, okay? I think it's a garter strap. Watch me be completely wrong. It's like, you know, lampshade decoration or something. I think it's a garter strap. I don't. Hello, and welcome to Just Vintage Crochet. We're going to dive into another mystery pattern, and look here. Justin replenished our bowl. The few patterns that were still left in there were left in the bowl are still in here. But we have a lot more now, and these span from the 1800s all the way up to the 1980s. We have a total of 16 patterns in our bowl now. So my goodness, let's jump right in. Of course, if you're new to the channel, we have a bunch of patterns here where anything that can give away what the pattern is has been blacked out. We have no pictures, we have no context. We do have pictures if they exist, but that's at the end. We just work the words and see what happens. Okay. Love a full bowl of patterns. Oh. What do we have here? Number 4. Okay. Man, oh man, would you look at all these patterns? Oh boy, the kid's been busy. 12, 11. There's 5. And there's 4. And we don't know what year this comes from. Okay, it wasn't wrote down. All right, I wish the year were wrote down because it's always good to know. It is actually quite helpful to know the year. It does look like we're making a motif though. So, be right back. Okay, since Justin was up and about, I simply went to go ask him what number 4 is because he keeps all the photos and the reveals in his room. Keeps me honest. And he went and looked it up, and it is from 1935. So that's helpful. Okay, we need J&P Coats Mercerized Crochet, size 10. 2 balls each of black and 106 Sport Green. Millward's Steel Crochet Hook number 5 or 6. All right, let me go get everything I need. Okay, I can't really use black thread. Black yarn I can kind of get away with in tiny amounts, but black thread is absolutely an impossibility on camera. So I'm going to use this silvery gray for my black, and then I do have a very nice green here in size 10. I wouldn't call it sport green, but it's green. And I also have a size 5 Susan Bates. These are all vintage. I also have a size 6. So let's see here. With green, make a chain about 19 inches long and then turn. Okay. Okay, making a chain about 19 inches long. I am starting with the number 5. And we'll see how that works out. I did grab a number 6 in case number 5 feels too loose. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that seems all right. Let's see how it looks with a 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. Really no different. Really no different. I think it's only slightly smaller. Yeah, the 6 does feel slightly smaller. I might switch to the 6 for more uniform stitches. Let's see here. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to switch to the 6. It's easier to work in a firm stitch than a loose one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will be right back. Decided to swap out the green for the silver. I was reading on ahead to make sure if we were working with a UK or US pattern, and I did find, you know, single crochet in each stitch across. So this is a US written pattern, but as I was reading, it dawned on me, I want the dark color to be on the outside because it looks like we're going to work a bunch of stuff in the middle and then surround it with dark. And I think that it would look better if it was this silvery and this green, the silvery on the inside, whatever the inside is, and then the green on the outside, just because it's darker, you know, that's just the way it works. But, so I am going to go ahead and start over again. This is going to be quite long, whatever it is, 19 inches. I'm not even counting my chains. I'm just chaining until I've achieved 19 inches. Whatever this is will be quite long. Okay, back to the old drawing board. Here we go. I'm not even counting my stitches. I'm just making them until they hit that 19-inch mark. Okay, so I have achieved 19 inches. I have absolutely no idea how many chains that was. It says here, first row, 2 treble crochet cluster in 7th chain from the hook. Chain 4, 2 treble cluster in next stitch, skip 4 stitches, 2 treble cluster in next stitch, repeat from here across, fasten off and attach black. Oh, it's going to be swapping out, chain 1 and turn. Okay, so it's going to be this way and that way. Well, regardless, I mean, I started with the silver this time, so that's what we're doing, or the gray. Okay, so a 2 treble crochet cluster, I'm going to assume that means 2 treble crochet together. So yarn over twice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 7th chain from the hook. 1, 2. Was that? Yeah, that's a treble. Duh. Okay, I'm not going to complete the last. Yarn over twice again. I think this is what they mean by cluster. 1930s. I feel like we've worked patterns like this before that call for a cluster from the same era, and this is what it usually means. There we go. Okay, then it said to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And chain 4, 2 cluster in the next stitch. So yarn over twice, and in the next chain over, I am working in the back bumps. In the next chain over, pull through 2, and I'm going to stop there. Yeah. Pull through 2, and then pull through all 3. Okay. I can only assume that that is what they meant by cluster. Let's see here. In the next stitch, skip 4 stitches and work a 2. So in the 5th stitch over, work the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the 5th stitch over, we work our treble cluster. 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Work the treble cluster, repeat. All right, so chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over twice, next stitch over, 1, 2. Glad I opted for the smaller hook. It's just easier to work with thread when working with a little bit of tighter stitches. Okay, that's what I think we're going for. My best guesstimate. Okay, so it says to repeat across, then fasten off and attach the black. Chain 1 and turn. Okay, so I'm going to continue to do this all the way to the end, and I will be right back. Okay, so what I did was I just skipped 2 and I worked a treble crochet. I have 1 extra stitch. I can undo the knot and just undo that extra stitch. But I do need to change color here. So, I will attach the green. There we go. And then it said to chain 1 and turn. And it says for row 2 and row 3, we're going to work 1 single crochet into each stitch across. Now a chain does count as a stitch. Okay, so here we go. See here, that was 1 2 1 2 3. Yep, I got to work that one too. Okay, that's 4 chains, 4 stitches now into the top of each of these clusters, and then 1 into each of the 4 chains separating the 2 clusters. 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, so I will be right back. I'm going to work 2 rows in the green, and then I'll be back. Okay, 2 rows of single crochet done. Now it says 4th row. Oh, we're supposed to chain 6 wait a minute. Fasten off and attach green. Okay. I know this is going to be really confusing because I totally changed all the colors around, but I'm using the silver as the black. Didn't it tell me to fasten off? Wait. Across, fasten off and attach black, chain 1 and turn. Rows 2nd and 3rd, single crochet. Okay, fasten off and then attach the green. So, right. So I'm using the silver as the green and the green as the black. Okay, so that's why I'm even confusing myself. I apologize. So I'm just going to say dark and light. Okay, that way it's easier for us to mentally see it. So attach the light. Okay, then chain 6 and turn. Oh, well, you know what? I already have this. I never did cut it off. I already have it attached. So really all I need to do is complete this last single crochet with the light. Okay, then chain 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6 and turn. And we are going to work 2 treble crochet, 2 treble cluster in the next single crochet. So not this one, but this one. So much easier than working in the chains. Oh man, it's nice. Skip 4 stitches, 1 2 3 4, and in the 5th stitch over, work our 2 treble cluster. Okay, then it says to chain 4 and then repeat. So chain 4 and repeat would be in the very next stitch over. Because it says to repeat from the asterisk, and the asterisk starts with 2 treble cluster in next single crochet. So next single crochet is right there. So let's skip 4 now. 1 2 3 4, and in the 5th single crochet over, we work our cluster, treble cluster, 2 3 4, and there we go. Now skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th stitch over. Start all over again. Chain 4, next stitch over. Okay, so I'm going to work this all the way to the end, and I will be right back. There we go. I'll be right back. All right, so there we go all the way to the end, and now it says for rows 5 and 6, a 2 treble cluster at joining of tips of clusters of row before. Chain 4, 2 treble cluster in same place. 2 treble cluster at joining of tips of next group, repeat from across. Chain 6, turn, fasten off, and then attach the darker color. Okay, so first things first, we need to chain 6. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on, you. 4, 5, 6. 2 treble cluster at the joining. Well, my first joining is right here. Okay, chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and a 2 treble cluster in same place. Oh. Oh, this stitch is getting stretched all out to heck. I don't like it when my stitches stretch like that. Looks terrible. Anyway. Okay, and then it says, okay, that same place. 2 treble cluster at joining. Okay, 2, 3, 4, and then the next group of clusters over. So this will be the repeat for this row and the next row, which is rows 5 and 6. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, and then the next cluster over. And then just jump right over. Okay. All right, so I will be right back. I'm going to go ahead and work row 5, chain 6, turn, and repeat everything for row 6. Here you go. There is rows 5 and 6 right there. And then we're going to attach the dark green or the darker color again and do 2 rows of single crochet for rows 7 and 8. So I will be back whenever I'm ready to work rows 7 and 8. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, finished those 2 rows. Now I'm going to go ahead and join the dark color back and work the 2 more rows of single crochet. Then it said in those same instructions for rows 7th and 8th, single crochet, each stitch across, chain 1 and turn, repeat, fasten off, and then it says to attach the dark color down here at the bottom on the foundation. So I will do that. It says work another row of single crochet. Okay, so I will do that really quick. Well, I mean, I'll come back before I join at the bottom here, but what I will do really quick is my 2 rows of single crochet, just like I did right here. So I will start that with a chain 1. And here we go. I will be right back. Okay, my 2 rows of single crochet are done, and it says to cut and join at the bottom side of the chain. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, I want to work this side. Okay, let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yes, the second chain over, because the trebles are 4 chains long. So I need to make sure that I keep it that way. Okay, join with the dark and work 2 rows of single crochet along this bottom edge of the starting chain. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do this really quick and I will be right back. Oh, you. Okay, there we go. My 2 rows of single crochet worked along the bottom portion of the chain. Now it says to chain 6 and turn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it says to skip 3 single crochet and double crochet into the next. So I've already worked in this one where the chain is coming out of. So 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th stitch over, work a double crochet. Okay, then it says to chain 3, skip 3 stitches, 2, 3, double crochet into the 4th stitch over, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then repeat that across and fasten off. Okay, so I will be right back. I'm going to go ahead and finish working these open crochet stitches all the way down to the end. Okay, I'm all done with that. Now, we still have quite a bit of this pattern to work on, but it's telling us to make a fringe at this point. I might save that to the end. Do we think this is a garter belt? Do we think this is a garter belt with some fringe on it? Look, that is definitely big enough to go around a thigh, right? Fold it in half. It is just almost 9 inches. Or could it go around the head? It's not quite big enough to go around my big head, but it could go around somebody's head. My head is 20 to 21 inches. This is 19. And it goes around the neck with a couple of inches to spare. Kind of thinking it might be a garter strap. Do you think it might be a garter belt, like not belt, but a garter strap? How fun would that be? With some tassels? Ooh, that's kind of like naughty. I'm going there with this, okay? I think it's a garter strap. Watch me be completely wrong. It's like, lampshade decoration or something. I think it's a garter strap. I don't know. I'm going to move on now because it does talk about working the fringe, and then the fringe goes here in these loops. That's where we're supposed to put the fringe. Okay, now it wants us to make a square motif. So let's do that. What if that is a garter belt? Got some 1930 lingerie going here. Okay, so we're going to start with the silver because I exchanged green for silver and then the black for the dark green. So we're just going to say again light and dark. So with the light, chain 8 and join into a slip stitch to form a ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Join to form a ring. Oh, you probably hear some laughter as the fellas are back room watching a funny movie. Okay, now it says first round, chain 3 to count as double crochet. 3 double crochet in the ring. So since we are working with thread, I am going to go ahead and use a chain 3 for a double. I may not always do that, but I feel like doing that in this moment. I feel like it's okay. Okay, then it said 3 double crochet in the ring. I don't know if I'm supposed to work 3 more. Chain 5, 4 double. Okay, yeah, so it is 3 more. Okay. Oh, you know what? I should have been working my tail in there. There we go. Then it says to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 4 double crochet in the ring. Repeat 2 more times. End with a chain 5. And then join with the slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. So I guess we're looking for 4 groups of 4 double crochet. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'll be right back. I was just reading on ahead. I'm going to go ahead and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it wants us to fasten off and then attach with the dark color, but I think I'm just going to keep my yarn attached. Because as I was reading on, looks like every like other row we're going to be changing colors, so I'm not going to change colors every other row. Like, I mean, I am, but I'm not going to cut. Okay, so join with the slip stitch. I'm going to complete my slip stitch with the dark color. There we go. So now that's attached. Now I'm going to just keep this gray color attached as well. And I'm going to go ahead and lock that. I'm off camera. Look at me. You know what I'm doing? I'm trying to look around my phone so I can see what I'm doing. I literally was just looking around. Okay, so now it says single crochet in each stitch around, and in third stitch of each chain 5, work 1 single crochet, chain 1 single crochet in the same stitch. This forms a square. Fasten off and attach green. See, that's why I said I'm just going to keep the green. I'm going to keep the silver attached. I'll make this work. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and start with single crochet. And let's work a single crochet into each stitch. That is 4. Then we work a single crochet into each chain. 1, 2. But in the third chain, we work a corner. So we're going to work a single crochet, chain 1. I would do it loose. Anytime I've ever worked a corner with a chain 1, it's a nightmare trying to figure out where your chain 1 is. So I would work a loose chain 1 and then single crochet. And then 1 single crochet on each of the next 2 remaining chains. And 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 chains. 1, 2, and in the third chain we work our corner. So single crochet, loose chain 1. I'm telling you, you'll be glad you did. Single crochet. Now 1 single crochet into each of the next 2 chains. They're back there having a good time. If you guys can hear them, they're watching a comedy. I don't even know which one they're watching. I was busy crocheting. I wasn't paying attention. I think they're watching a Jack Black movie. That much I know. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this off camera. I will be right back. Okay, so that's first round of the green done. It did say to do this for the second and third round. So I'm going to do this one more time. So I am just going to go ahead and join Tighten that back up. I'm going to join into my first stitch. If it will let me. Okay. Chain 1, and I'm going to go ahead and into that same joining stitch, work my first single. Again, if it will let me. Boy, it won't let me. All right. So 1 single crochet and then work a corner in the chain 1 space. I may have worked these first couple of stitches too daggum tight. My goodness gracious. Being stubborn. There we go. Is that my chain 1 space? Man. I think that's my chain 1 space over here. I don't know. I can't really tell. I can't tell. I'll be right back. I'm going to mark these corners. I'm going to identify them and mark them real quick. Legit cannot tell where my corners are. I'm going to have to redo this row and mark my corners as I go. It's not that much work, but it just needs to be done. Okay, now I have all of my corners marked. So now I can work this corner. So that's single crochet, loose chain 1, and a single blah. I feel like I still can't see where I need to put the next single. Make sure I'm not putting it in the wrong stitch. I think that's it right there. Yeah, okay. I'm struggling a little bit with this tiny thread. I just really don't like chain 1 corners. Should probably take it upon myself to just do chain 2 corners, but I'm going to follow this pattern. Okay, I'm going to put my reading glasses on and finish the rest of this off camera. But it's just another round of single crochet, minding the corners. So I will be right back. I'm going to join with the slip stitch at the starting stitch here. Okay, worked myself all the way around. I haven't joined yet. It does say to fasten off and attach the light color at the center of one side. So I was looking at this and I'm thinking, I'm not quite centered. I'm off to the side still. So I'm going to go ahead and join. I'm going to bring the light color with me. And I'm going to work my way over to the center. Okay. I'm going to complete this slip stitch with the light color. That seems more centered to me. And it says to chain 4 for a treble and to work another treble in the joining stitch. Okay. Now it says to chain 4 and to work a treble cluster in the next stitch over. Now it says to work a treble cluster in the stitch before the corner stitch. Okay, so the stitch before the corner going to be right here. Okay, now it says to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and work a cluster into the corner. Okay, chain 5, work a cluster into the corner, chain 5, and work a cluster into the next stitch. And this is the next stitch. Oh, I lost one of my yarn overs. Okay. Okay. Now it says to skip 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and work a cluster into the next stitch. Okay, and a cluster. I don't chain anything. Okay, skip. Oh, repeat. So chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a cluster into the next stitch over. And then we just work the corner the same. Okay, so I'm going to continue to work this around, and I will be right back. Okay, I went ahead and joined with the slip stitch into the top of my first cluster. Now it says it wants us for rounds 5 and 6 to work clusters again. So let's see here. We're going to chain 4 right where we're at in the joining stitch and work a cluster in that same joining stitch. Okay. See here, chain 4 and work another cluster in this same joining stitch. Sorry if I was off to the side. I just caught myself doing it again. All right, now it wants us to work a cluster into this top of this right before the point or the corner. So this is going to be the repeat for this round and the next round. Rounds 5 and 6. Chain 4. Work a cluster. Okay, now we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3. And in the chain stitch before the cluster, I will work a cluster, just one. I can never quite get into this chain stitch quite right. I mean, I say never. I'm so dramatic sometimes. Okay, chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And work a cluster into the top of the cluster. And you probably see where I'm going with this. Chain 5 again. 2, 3, 4, 5. And work a cluster into the next chain stitch over. And chain 5 again, and start working our clusters as usual. So I'm going to go ahead and work this all around. After I work this cluster, I will chain 4 to create that sort of V shape and into the very next stitch over, just like we've been doing. Okay, so I'm going to work this all around, and I got to work this for one more row, I think. Yes. 5 and 6. Then I'm going to go ahead and work the single crochet in each stitch around, making corner stitches, and then fasten off. Sew to, I think it's a garter strap. I don't know. So too, the mystery 1930s lingerie is what I'm guessing, as in illustration. So we do have a picture, but I sort of figured that. So I'm going to finish working the next round of this, a round of single crochet in the dark color, and then I will be back to uncover the picture to see exactly how this is meant to be sewn on according to the illustration. So I will be back. Okay, all done with the motif and this. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get the photo and see what we do next. Well, I was wrong, wasn't I? It's not a garter strap, unless you want to call it a curtain garter strap. It's a curtain garter strap. But I think I got it pretty good. Look at that. I mean, yeah. Okay, that's the bottom. And they have it pretty much like it's wrapped around with the deal like that. This needs to be still. Well, no, it'll kind of stand up on its own. Okay, and I imagine you put buttons or something back here. Okay, and it needs fringe. Okay, so I cut off some pieces for the fringe. This green yarn is kind of stiff, or green thread is kind of stiff. I mean, obviously it's dangling and moving, but it's not the most, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it for fringe. I'm sitting here thinking about some of the ribbon that I have, and it's going on 2 a.m. and I'm getting exhausted. So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to be a little lazy. And I'm going to say I got this one. In fact, I nailed it outside of the fringe. I nailed it. And I worked on this all evening. And now it's a.m. and I'm tired. So I am going to go to bed. But I do think I nailed this. You guys let me know what you think. Sorry that I didn't put the fringe on there. I hope that's okay. I do think this is fun. It's too bad it's not a garter strap. I don't know what my problem is. I love you guys lots, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.